Welcome to the zone. Although I really wanted to have something else for today's video, the weather stopped me from going out and filming at a cool new location. In today's video, we'll be diving into the type of person that each faction attracts to it. By simply knowing what faction you identify with, we can ascertain a few details about your personality, your habits, and relationships. We will be covering every faction in the expanded Stalker lore, meaning basically Stalker anomaly factions. Feel free to tell me in the comments section below how wrong or right I am. Without further ado, let's dive in. Considering that many people have pointed out my blatant freedom simping in the past, I figured that we should tackle this faction first. Freedomers are usually dumb, like myself. We enjoy basically doing nothing all day, and we get very upset when anyone tells us what to do. Our favorite hobbies include and eating copious amounts of combos, pizza flavored of course. The occasional bag of Funyuns will do as well, but there is no substituting the official food of freedom. While we are not patrolling the zone and autistically screeching at the military to stop doing their job, usually we're sleeping and petting snorks, possibly hugging trees or fruit punch anomalies. The zone is beautiful after all, and nothing really says this louder than getting your ankles dissolved in an otherworldly puddle of snot. Our real lives consist of mindlessly scrolling through YouTube videos of people much more motivated than us getting off grid, and us dreaming about doing something valuable with our lives, an existential dread that we will soon forget as we pass out, covered in Dorito dust next to our bloodsucker body pillows. Next on our list we have some of the most indecisive people in the world, loners. These generally lazy and uninspired people fantasize about a world where they never have to take up any causes of their own. Unable to properly process the world as anything other than a playground for their adventures to take place in, these abominable centrists are unable to care about anything other than their next dopamine hit coming from something new, or their meager paychecks. Generally, they can be found in the outermost parts of the zone, as they neglected to prepare for their journey with proper equipment or skills. This poetically coincides with their jobs at local fast food establishments, as they failed to prepare for life as well. The average loner can be seen miserably driving their '98 Toyota Corolla to their local Walmart, where they will inevitably trade their meager paycheck for a cheap bottle of vodka and a pack of smokes, paralleling their miserable relationship with Sidorovich. Unlike loners and freedomers, ecologists have dedicated themselves to the pursuit of scientific research, something that they will be sure to tell you all about whether you ask them to or not. These pimple-ridden, balding, and most likely odorous nerds travel through the zone, attempting to learn something new, desperate for some form of validation from their superiors. Knowing that it is unlikely that they would ever amount to anything on their own merit, they travel to the zone, attempting to claw their way out of a shitty, dead-end internship in order to pay back their vast student loans. The people who enjoy ecologists are most likely not dissimilar from their in-game counterparts, other than the fact that in the game, ecologists actually go outside. These sad individuals work tirelessly, attempting to learn as much as they can, hoping that one day they might have watched enough Neil deGrasse Tyson videos that they will finally be able to impress that one girl they stare at but never talk to, as well as their Asian parents. After bullying the ecologist nerds, we're going to shift our focus to some of the most soulless individuals in the zone. Duty. These guys are the mall cops of the world, dreaming about being a high-speed operator while at the same time most likely being morbidly obese. While the desires of their in-game faction may seem honorable at first, it stems from a primordial fear of the unknown. Dutiers are incapable of accepting or tolerating anything that they can't understand, like human interaction or first-year algebra. In between their gaming sessions, they'll regularly be driven to airsoft events by their mothers, in an attempt to develop the skills they one day may need if a stray dog wanders into their parents' yard. After perfecting their puppy removal skills, dutiers enjoy going down to the corner shop and getting their favorite boot leather flavored ice cream cone. While all these things may seem horrible to the outsider looking in, the worst part of a dutier's existence is that they do it for free. The duty man is essentially a Reddit moderator. While the other faction fanboys on this list may come off as a bit off-putting, nothing comes close to the absolute abomination known as the Bandit. These degenerate sociopaths have little to offer society as a whole, and like their in-game counterparts are most likely spending their weekends getting blasted and stealing the rims off of their neighbor's Volkswagen Jetta. In real life, they can be seen bullying the Ecologist fanboys and stealing their lunch money. Not understanding that their feeble attempts to obtain cigarette money carry far more risk than reward, these Bandit fanboys dream of a world where they could simply rob and pillage strangers at will. The Bandit wardrobe contains nothing but black tracksuits and ski masks, as they think it makes them look cool. Their playlists contain only Vanilla Ice and Riff Raff tracks. While they may style themselves as romantic outlaws, living outside the bounds of normal society, the Bandit truly just wants free shit. Mercenary fanboys are impossibly dull. They have a one-track mind, and that mind is focused on money and murder. When a Merc is not muddling through their day job in their office environment, attempting to avoid spewing all the information that they learned from T-Rex arms and James Yeager videos to their co-workers, the Merc is constantly watching war footage edits. They're obsessed with learning everything they can from old Soldier of Fortune magazines, dreaming of one day being paid by a Colombian drug lord to protect product. Unlike their in-game persona, the Merc is mostly harmless, as they don't actually own any firearms. There's not much to say about military fanboys. They're basically like duty in most ways, except for the fact that they're willing to take the stick out of their ass if you pay them enough money. These people are mostly the types that are going to take pride in their job, but the moment an opportunity presents itself, they'll do anything unsavory for a buck under the table. Unisg fanboys are basically the hipsters of the Stalker world. Oh, do you like Flecktarn? Well, Alpenfledge is superior in every way. Oh, you like NATO weaponry? Well, I've got Gucci AR custom kit. Oh, you think you're smart? Well, we're smarter. And you can bet your ass they'll be sure to tell you that you've never actually heard of them. Unlike the Ecologist fanboy who actually went to college for a real degree, Unisg fanboys graduated with a degree in social science. Doing all they can to seem relevant in the world, they try their hardest to maintain a cool and distant persona, while desperately seeking validation and admiration from their peers. Like the in-game members of this faction, they're basically a joke. Anything that you've done, they've done twice as good. The true Unisg fanboy is most likely a barista, telling everyone how cool vintage Milsurp looks as they wait for their coffee. Generally, Sin fanboys like to think of themselves as the dark and brooding faction, hell-bent on causing pain and suffering to all those who oppose them. In reality, Sinners are mainly 20-year-olds living with their parents. When they aren't painting their nails black or writing their shitty poetry at a graveyard, they're arguing with their parents about having to go to church on Sunday morning. Their teenage angst never left, and this resulted in them identifying as Sin, as well as every other fictional character who is an edgelord, like Shadow the Hedgehog. Although they act like disgusting subhumans in-game, the real-life Sinner likes to think of themselves more as a tortured and misunderstood artist, constantly searching for a new way to express how much they and their identical friends hate conformity. The number of Sin fanboys fluctuates as they generally switch factions at 18, or whatever year they decide to grow the fuck up. Monolith fanboys are genuinely good people. They simply like to collect rocks and listen to their favorite funk edits. While they may appear to enjoy LARPing as the big bad guys, in reality they're actually very caring individuals who just want everyone to get along. Don't let their tough, brainwashed exterior fool you. They make the best dads. Last on our list we have the stalkers with the worst fashion sense in the zone, Clear Sky. Not simply content with staying in their containment zone in the Great Swamp, Clear Sky developed aspirations of being more than a footnote in the worst stalker game. Like the other swamp goblins before them, they journeyed out into the real world and soon found that they stood no chance. The Clear Sky fanboy is very much the same, as he attempts to move out of his own personal swamp of piss jugs and piles of trash that surround his computer. As he looks upon the breadth of his domain, he weeps, for there are no more jugs to piss in. Only after dressing in completely useless camouflage does he insert his original copy of Clear Sky for the multiplayer. A tear streaks down his cheek as he looks down at the non-existent player count of his favorite game. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. This was suggested as a fun little video to throw together by some of the guys over on the Discord, which you can find by following the link in the description below. I figured that since I'm having a blizzard here in Kansas, this would be a good time to actually create this video. If you guys did enjoy, feel free to like and subscribe for more Stalker-related content. And until next time, guys, I'll see you in the zone. Or if this made you mad and you unsubscribed, I probably won't, because you unsubscribed and aren't going to watch me anymore. But that's okay too, you do you. This content was made possible by patrons like you.